Losing 20 kilograms without ever stepping into a gym might sound like a fantasy, but for me, it became a reality driven by frustration, focus, and a complete shift in mindset. I wasn't an athlete. I didn't have expensive equipment or a personal trainer. I wasn't even consistent with home workouts before I began. What I had was a moment, one deeply uncomfortable, honest moment, when I stepped on the scale, saw the numbers staring back at me, and realized something had to change. Not for anyone else, not for society's expectations, but for myself. I was tired. Tired of feeling heavy, tired of avoiding mirrors, tired of pretending it didn't bother me when it actually crushed me from the inside. That moment sparked a journey that took me from passive wishing to active transformation, all without setting foot in a gym. The first thing I did wasn't physical. It was mental. I stopped lying to myself. I admitted that my eating habits were out of control. I realized I had formed a toxic relationship with food, using it to cope with boredom, stress, and sadness. Late-night snacking had become a ritual. Portion sizes were huge. Fast food was normal. I told myself I was too tired to cook, too busy to think about calories, and too stressed to care. But the truth was, I was avoiding responsibility. When I finally faced that truth, it hurt, but it also gave me power. For the first time, I realized that change wasn't about motivation. It was about choice. I started tracking what I ate, not to punish myself, but to become aware. I downloaded a free calorie tracking app and logged everything. Every spoon of rice, every piece of bread, every soda, every snack. At first, I was shocked. I had no idea how much I was actually consuming. A single takeout meal was nearly my entire daily requirement. And the snacks in between, they were adding up quickly. Just the awareness alone started changing my behavior. I began thinking before eating. Do I really want this? Am I even hungry, but just bored? That small pause before eating was everything. I made a simple rule. I wouldn't cut out any foods completely, but I would reduce portions and make smarter swaps. Instead of cutting carbs completely, I ate smaller portions and paired them with more vegetables. I switched from sugary drinks to water and unsweetened teas. I learned to love sparkling water with lemon when I crave soda. I replaced chips with nuts, chocolate bars with dark chocolate squares, and ice cream with Greek yogurt and berries. I didn't starve myself. I just ate smarter. I still treated myself occasionally, but those treats became intentional, not impulsive. The more balanced I became, the fewer cravings I had. My body slowly stopped begging for junk, and it began asking for nutrients. Since I wasn't going to the gym, I knew I had to incorporate movement into my everyday life in other ways. I began walking. At first, it was just 10 minutes after dinner. Nothing intense, just movement. Then it became 20 minutes, then 30. I started listening to podcasts and audiobooks during my walks, and that became my favorite part of the day. The combination of fresh air, movement, and mental stimulation started shifting my mindset. I began craving those walks. They became my therapy. Over time, I added more walking throughout the day. I parked farther away, took the stairs, paced while on phone calls. Every step counted. It wasn't a workout. It was a lifestyle. As I got more comfortable, I introduced home movement routines. Not workouts in the traditional sense, just short 10 to 15-minute routines from YouTube that didn't require any equipment. I found bodyweight routines, stretching sessions, yoga for beginners, and even dance workouts. The key was not to overwhelm myself. I wasn't trying to train like an athlete. I was trying to move regularly. Consistency mattered more than intensity. I didn't burn out because I wasn't pushing too hard. I focused on showing up. Even 5 minutes was better than 0. I learned that the body responds to routine, not punishment. And once my body started moving daily, my mind followed. Sleep played a huge role in my transformation. Before I started, I was sleeping poorly, staying up late scrolling through my phone, and waking up tired. I didn't realize how much sleep affected my weight and willpower, so I created a nighttime routine. No screens 1 hour before bed. I made my room cool and dark. I drank herbal tea. I journaled before sleeping to clear my mind. Gradually, my sleep improved. I woke up earlier, felt more energized, and had fewer late-night cravings. When you're rested, you make better decisions. You have more self-control. You feel stronger. Fixing my sleep was like unlocking a superpower I didn't know I had. Mindset shifts kept me going. I stopped obsessing over the number on the scale. I focused on how I felt. Lighter, clearer, more confident. I celebrated small wins. Walking every day for a week, cooking a healthy meal, choosing water over soda. These small victories added up. I took progress pictures every 2 weeks. I didn't always see the change on the scale, but I saw it in my face, my posture, my energy. That kept me going. I stopped comparing myself to fitness influencers and started competing with the old version of me. That person who gave up after one bad day. That person who believed they couldn't change. I was proving them wrong every single day. Support came in small but meaningful ways. I told a couple of close friends about my goals, not for validation, but for accountability. I found online communities of people also losing weight without the gym. We shared tips, struggles, encouragement. It helped knowing I wasn't alone. Every time I felt like quitting, I reminded myself why I started. I didn't want to go back to hiding behind loose clothes, avoiding photos, or pretending I was okay when I wasn't. I wanted to feel free in my own body. That vision pulled me forward. The first 5 kilograms came off slowly. It took nearly a month, but then the momentum picked up. My digestion improved. My skin cleared. My face looked brighter. My clothes fit better. I didn't crash diet. I didn't rely on detox teas or meal replacements. I ate real food. I moved intentionally. I rested deeply. I stayed consistent. Every week I lost a little more. Not always on the scale, but in inches, in energy, in mindset. Some weeks I didn't lose weight at all, but I didn't panic. I understood now that the journey isn't linear. Plateaus are part of progress. By the time I lost 10 kilograms, everything felt different. My relationship with food had transformed. I no longer feared meals or binged in secret. I knew what my body needed. I stopped emotional eating by finding other ways to cope, walking, writing, talking to friends. I used to eat to numb my feelings. Now I face them. The more I confronted my internal battles, the easier the physical ones became. Weight loss became a side effect of healing. It wasn't just about the body. It was about the whole person. The last 10 kilograms took longer. The closer you get to your goal, the slower the process becomes. But I didn't mind. By then, the habits were locked in. Walking had become as natural as brushing my teeth. Cooking at home was fun, not a chore. Hydration was automatic. I had built a system. I wasn't relying on willpower anymore. I had built a lifestyle that supported my goals. I was no longer losing weight for a specific event or deadline. I was simply becoming who I wanted to be. People started noticing. They asked what my secret was. I told them the truth. There was no secret. Just small choices made daily over time. No gym, no diet pills, no extreme methods. Just honesty, discipline, and patience. I didn't change overnight, but I changed completely. And that change was real. It was earned. Losing 20 kilograms changed more than just my appearance. It gave me a sense of control over my life. It showed me that I am capable of hard things, that I don't need perfect circumstances to succeed. That progress is possible with limited resources and unlimited determination. It taught me that the body responds to love, not punishment, that the most powerful transformation begins within. Even now, long after I've reached my goal, I don't consider the journey finished. I've simply built a new normal. I move daily because I enjoy it. I eat well because I feel better when I do. I rest because I deserve peace. I don't chase perfection. I aim for balance. And that balance keeps me grounded. If you're where I once was, frustrated, lost, and ready to change, I want you to know that it's possible. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to punish yourself into a new body. You just need to begin. Start with one small change. Take one honest look at your habits. Create one new rule for yourself. Then do it again tomorrow, and the next day. And when you fail, and you will get back up. Don't let a bad day become a bad week. You're not broken. You're building. This journey isn't just about weight. It's about freedom. From old habits, from fear, from self-doubt. Every healthy choice you make is a vote for the person you want to become. And the more votes you cast, the stronger that person becomes. I lost 20 kilograms without the gym, but what I really lost was the belief that I couldn't do it. What I gained was far more valuable. Confidence, peace, and a renewed love for life. And that, to me, is the greatest transformation of all.